Right. We have to do question 3. Question 3 is one that came from a question bank. Last year, our subject advisor asked a few of the more experienced educators to make a question bank available so that those new teachers who do not have a question bank het hulle daarmee kan werk. So ek het sommer een van daai vrae wat ek gegee het sommer gebruik. Wat ek dink dit sal nog alright is vir julle. Kyk gou mooi, julle vra hierso. Prepare the statement of financial position op 30 Junie. Dan sê hulle vir jou notas is nie verlang nie en jy moet alle berekeninge wys sodat jy kan deelpunte kry. Right. So nou gaan ons na die inligting. There's nothing information about ordinary share capital. Wat belangrik is dat hulle vir jou die behoue inkomste gee op die 1 Julie, which means that is before profit after tax, before any shares bought back, before any dividends. Dis wat dit beteken. So jy moet nog al daai goed gaan doen hierby. Jy moet gaan bytel die netto wins na belasting. You must minus any money spent on shares bought back. Die addisionele gedeelte van die aandele wat jy terugkoop moet jy aftrek. En jy moet nog die dividende aftrek. Dis wat hulle vir jou daar probeer sê. Then you know that debtors control and creditors control. This will be part of trade and other receivables. Hierdie is deel van handel en ander betaalbares. A loan will definitely be split into current and non-current. Julle weet dit gaan gebeur. A fixed deposit most probably split into financial asset en kontant ekwivalente. Accrued income, opgelope inkomste is iemand wat vir jou geld skuld. So this will form part of trade and other debtors. Ek gaan just skryf debtors. Dit gaan deel vorm daarvan. Vooruitbetaalde uitgawes is iemand wat vir jou skuld. So dit gaan debitere wees, will be part of trade and other receivables. Nou jy weet mos dit, okay? Land and buildings is a fixed asset. Toerusting is 'n vaste bate. Accumulated depreciation will have an effect on your fixed asset. Want waardevermindering moet mos afgetrek word, as jy by daarmee. Bank has a debit balance at this stage. Handelsvoorraad gaan jy nodig hê. Consumable stores on hand, dit is al reeds vir jou gegee. Those two together will be your stocks. Daai tweeetjie saam is mos jou voorraad. And then they tell you the tax provisional tax payments. So jy moet gaan kyk, did you pay too little? If you pay too little, the difference will be a current liability. As jy te veel betaal het, moet hulle vir jou terugbetaal. Dan vorm dit deel van handels en ander ontvangbare bedrae. Wat is julle alright daarmee? Are we fine? Okay. All the year-end adjustments have been processed except for the following. So alles is al klaar gedoen behalwe dit. So hierdie kan 'n invloed hê op jou netto, op jou bedryfswins, né? Want ons moet gaan uitwerk op die ou end wat is ons bedryfswins. Depreciation is calculated at 20% per annum on cost. Kyk mooi daar, van die toerusting is oud. Wat beteken dit? Are you now done, sir? Which period did you use? Do you want this back? Because I can give this back to you. Are you sure? Thank you, sir. But why did I tell you to remember? This was just this does not come from a paper. This is something that I compiled myself. Hulle gaan nie vir jou in 'n toets of in 'n vraestel sê onthou die toerusting is oud nie. You need to check when you do the depreciation calculation. Is hierdie toerusting al so ver afgeskryf that you cannot write off the full amount that you've calculated? Want onthou, you can only write off until the carrying value of that fixed asset is only R1. Is jy by daarmee? Goed. So kom ons gaan kyk na toerusting. We have a look at equipment. Waardevermindering is 10% per jaar op die kosprys. So if I take, waar is my toerusting nou weer? Ek my bril opsit, kan ek sien. There's equipment. If I calculate 20% of equipment, then I see depreciation is 40,000. Ek kan dit nie net so gebruik nie. Ek moet verder gaan kyk. It's a skill that you must remember. Jy moet dit onthou. Voor hierdie jaar se waardevermindering was die waardevermindering 182.000 and the carrying value was 18,000. Kan ek nou 40,000 rand gaan afskryf? No, because if you write off the 40,000, it means that that equipment is worth a minus amount. En wat beteken dit? As jy dit wil verkoop, gaan jy vir die man sê, kom haal het, ek gee so vir jou geld saam. Wie nou is so in die gang vandag? Hoe? As jy al right met hierdie ding, kan jy, so what can I only write off? Ek kan net 17,999 rand afskryf. Why not the full 18,000? Want as jy 18,000 afskryf, then you have a zero carrying value. En jy mag mos nie 'n 0 hê vir 'n draagwaarde nie, né? Must be at least 1. So wat moet ek hierdie jaar kan afskryf? Ek gaan hier byskryf. Only write of 179,999. Is julle by daarmee? Verstaan julle dit? Because your carrying value must be R1. Is julle okay daarmee? Ek het vir jou gevra in die Maart toetsreeks. I'm going to ask this. Remember in June we're also writing common papers, and in September I'm setting all of those papers for the district. So I'm telling you now already, you're going to get this March, June, September. Maar hulle gaan dit heel moontlik November vir jou vra wat ek hierdie vraestel opgestel het. If they don't ask you that, then you're lucky. Maar as ek dit nie vra nie en hulle vra dit dan you will feel that I did not prepare you properly for this. So kyk mooi na daai ding, né? Is julle alright daarmee? Right. So dit is nou daai 17, ek moet nie vergeet daarvan nie. Dit gaan my wins, ek sal net maar daar gaan kyk. So, where are we now? So next to this, I'm going to add, ek gaan bytel, plus 17999. Is julle alright daarmee? Verstaan julle almal dit? Are we okay? Goed. Dan sê hulle vir jou die volgende enetjie. Oor die lening ooreenkoms, Lemon Limited repays R1,800 per month in addition to the interest. Dit beteken dit is wat op die lening betaal word. Every month they pay interest plus 1,800 on the loan. Alle betalings is op datum. So hoekom gee hulle vir jou dit? Want jy kan nou gaan bereken wat is jou bedryfslasgedeelte. The short-term part of the loan. 1,800 times 12 gives me 21,600. Dis jou bedryfslas. So the non-current liability by lening gaan ek hierso skryf. Minus 21,600. Is julle by daarmee? Do you understand that? Is julle okay? Iemand dit nie verstaan nie, want nou is jou kans om vir my te sê, because this is the last one we're going to do. Is daar iemand wat nie verstaan nie? Okay. Next one, volgende enetjie. Die netto batewaarde was 2,462 per aandeel op die 1 Julie. Daar's geen verandering in die aantal aandele gedurende die 2021 rand. Ja, nie. So wat is dan jou netto? Wat is jou aandeelhouersbelang? Your equity is 100,000 times 462. Is julle by? En dit gee vir my shareholders equity which consists out of share capital and retained income. Is julle by daarmee? Is julle okay? Okay. Nadat al die boonste in gedagte in ag geneem is die netto wins voor belasting korrek bereken as R78,000. So that is the retained income at the end of the year before the profit before tax. Hoe moet ek nou die behoue inkomste uitwerk? I must start with the opening balance. Netto wins na belasting minus the extra bit when shares are bought back minus die totale dividend vir die jaar. Dis hoe ek my behoue inkomste aan die einde van die jaar gaan bereken. Ek begin met die saldo aan die begin plus netto wins na belasting. Remember, we have no say about the tax. Tax must go. Ons kan nie sê, jammer, ons wil nie hierdie jaar belasting betaal nie, dit was 'n slegte jaar nie. SARS is not interested in your sad stories. Is julle alright daarmee? Goed. Then you have to take the opening balance profit after tax. As jy aandele teruggekoop het, if shares were bought back, minus that extra bit, né, wat bo kan die gemiddelde prys was. And then minus the total dividends for the year. Is julle reg daarmee? Income tax calculated, it was 23,500. So, hoeveel is die belasting wat ons alreeds betaal het? 29, which means we've paid too much. Too much will form part of trade and other receivables. Is julle reg daarmee? Die te veel gedeelte. That is what we really paid. We were supposed to pay 23,500. Te veel betaal, hulle moet vir ons teruggee. Is julle okay daarmee? Goed. Final dividends of that have been declared. Daar's geen tussentydse dividend nie. So the total dividend will be 30,000. Nou kom ons dan die antwoord toe. Ek gaan nou vir jou wys. Ek het dit nou klaar gedoen. Waar ek begin? Where do I start? Ek begin met wat ek weet. I know that ek kan nie vaste bates gaan bereken het. How can I do that? There was land and buildings, there was equipment, en daar was opgehoopte waarde, van nou terugkom. There was accumulated depreciation. Die wat persies is goed wat ek agterna moes gaan uitfigure het. The red things is the stuff that I had the information of. So, is jy by? Remember, fixed assets consist out of land and buildings, equipment, and the accumulated depreciation. So dit was land, grond en geboue, dit was toerusting, that was the accumulated depreciation. So ek kon daai rooi bedrag kon ek uitwerk. I could not do anything for fixed deposit, want hulle het niks vir my gegee nie. So that is, it's a missing amount. Is julle by daarmee? If that is missing, then non-current assets in total will be missing, want ek het mos nou nie die financial asset nie. Is julle by daarmee? Right. Current assets consist out of inventories. Voorraad was handelsvoorraad en verbruiksgoedere voorhande. Dit is al twee gegee. So I can just add the two. Is julle alright daarmee? Is julle okay met hom? Then trade and other receivables was in handelsdebit, die debiteure kontrole. It was accrued income, prepaid expenses, en daar was sahiet wat ons te veel betaal het. So I had debtors control, that was the accrued income, that was the prepaid expense. Hoeveel het ons te veel betaal? 5,500. Is julle by? Ek het die sommetjie gewys. Are we fine with that? So I could get that one. Is julle alright daarmee? Cash and cash equivalents, dis bank, en 'n vaste deposito dat wat sal wat was mature, wat sal verval. So kom ons kyk wat het hulle vir ons gesê van die vaste deposito. Fixed deposit. Is that ek soek het 8,000 is going to mature. So ek het die bank se bedrag gehad. I had the bank amount of 16,000 was 'n debiet saldo en ek het die 8,000 gehad. I had the 8,000. So ek kon kontant en kontant ekwivalente kry. Are we fine with this? Is julle okay? So if I have all of that, I can get my total current assets. Is julle alright hiermee? Then I could not get total assets want ek het nie geweet wat my non-current assets is nie. Is julle by daarmee? So that's why I have the purpose what I could figure out afterwards. Daar waar die rooi is, het ek nie geweet nie. The missing is at that stage I didn't know. Is julle by? Then equity and liabilities. Ek kon die netto batewaarde vat and I could calculate shareholders equity. Is julle by? I could not do missing the ordinary share capital want hulle het vir my niks gesê daarvan nie. There was nothing there to tell me. Daar was niks daar nie. So retained income het 'n saldo gehad voor die tyd. Net profit after tax I had to calculate. They gave me the profit and then they gave me the tax. Is julle by? There was no shares bought back. Daar's niks gesê van aandele wat teruggekoop is nie. And they told me the total dividends was 30,000 rand. So ek kon retained income kon ek gaan doen het. Is julle alright daarmee? This was a missing amount. Now I could actually get ordinary share capital because I had the total shareholders equity and I had retained income. Dan kan ek vir gewone aandele kapitaal bereken. Is julle by? Are we fine with this? Is julle okay? Okay. Then current, non-current liability, that was the loan minus the 21,600, so dit kon ek gekry het. Ek het die inligting gehad. I had that information, I could do that. Is julle okay? Are we fine? Current liabilities. Trade and other payables. Ek moet miskien ding op een bladsy kry. Ek presies gou gee dit. Ek gaan dit 'n bietjie minder spasie vat. 'n Klein bietjie kleiner maak. Gee of my kans. Dit gaan help. Ja, that's it. Right. Ek gaan gou hierso. Let's see. Dit bestaan uit krediteure en ek kan aandeelhouers mos apart gewys het. Remember they told us about there was only one thing, there was no accrued expenses en daar was geen vooruitontvange inkomste nie. So dit was net krediteure. Ek het nou hier was net 2 reeltjies toe besef ek in this they wanted me to add shareholders because the money we owe the shareholders can form part of trade and other payables. Ek het daar was net 1 reeltjie gewees. Het julle ook net 1 reeltjie in julle blad. So ek het besef hulle wou gehad het ek moes dit bytel. If you find that in a test in your final exam, there will be enough, there should be enough lines, but if they don't, then you just make 1 into 2. Is julle by daarmee? Right? And the current portion of the loan kom was van daar af, so I could do all current liabilities. So wat kon ek toe nou van daar af doen? I could take the shareholders equity, the non-current liabilities and the current liabilities en ek kon toe totale ekwiteit en laste kry, that 978,500. As ek dit het, then I know my total assets must be 978,500. So ek kon dit gaan invul het. Total assets consist out of current assets and non-current assets. Ek weet wat my bedryfsbates is and I know what my total assets are. So I could take total assets minus current assets will give me my total of the non-current assets. And as ek dit weet, then I could get my fixed assets by taking the 808,800. Kan julle gou daar sien? The fixed deposit by taking the 808,800 minus die vaste bates gaan vir my vaste deposito gee. Can you see it's like really like a puzzle? Het julle gesien mense? Verstaan jy JD? Wat verstaan jy nie? Nee, jy sê my moet sê, wat verstaan jy nie? Daai 808, daai ene. Ek het geweet my totale bates is mos dieselfde as my ekwiteit en laste. Is dit reg? Totale bates moet mos dieselfde wees as ekwiteit en laste. Dit mos die reël, né? As ek dit weet. Totale bates bestaan mos uit nie bedryfsbates en bedryfsbates. Is jy by? Ek weet wat my totale bates is. Ek weet wat my bedryfsbates is. Kan ek nou my nie bedryfsbates kry? Is jy nou by? Okay? En as jy dit weet en jy weet wat jou vaste bates is, dan kan jy jou vaste deposito kry. It's really a puzzle. Have you noticed this? It's regtig 'n puzzle hierdie. Right, any questions on this? Wie het meer reg as verkeerd gekry by die vraag? More right than wrong. Goed. Ek effe gaan die volgende vraagie kyk of ek nog een het. Jy kan maar vraag 4 doen vir môre. Question 4 for tomorrow. Nee, ek gaan